Hayase Nagatoro, a high school girl that has been seen as a bully by pretty much everyone that hasn't watched her show, and I totally was one of them for a long while, because all I saw was a girl that laughs at someone else's expense. But when I finally gave her anime a chance, I was actually surprised to find something in this harsh behavior. Something that not only helps about considering what our own weaknesses are, but how we choose to address the ones that we see in others. I never thought I'd be doing a lessons from anime video about Don't Toy With Me, Miss Nagatoro, but here I am. I had no interest in this anime that clearly seemed to cater to the step on me fetish that's sweeping the anime culture as we know it, but after being sucked into clip after clip on YouTube, I decided to watch what I assumed would be an ecchi rom-com between an outgoing girl and an introverted guy. And in the end, that is what it was, but more. The story revolves around someone that is constantly referred to as senpai. He's someone that actively avoids talking to others, but especially attractive girls, with how much they intimidate him. He tries to actively avoid anything that could possibly shake him up, like most of us probably do when we sense something may be uncomfortable. All he wants is to go to his art club and practice his passion for sketching without being interrupted by anything else. But one day, on a trip to the library to get work done, he has his chance encounter that isn't some accidental situation for once, but rather a girl simply parting from her friends to talk to senpai. This girl is Hayase Nagatoro. She presents senpai with the situation many guys might die to have, with a super cute girl that just decides to approach you and even ask more about the project you're working on that you put your heart into. The problem here, though, is she tears him apart. Nagatoro gets incredibly personal, comparing the protagonist of a manga senpai is making to him, saying he's nothing whatsoever like this badass persona he's created, and much more of just a creepy loser. After giving him a chance to prove he has guts like this character does, he clearly doesn't. She completely tells it as it is to his face about how spineless and lonely he is, making him feel like a pathetic, creepy human being, and even bringing him to tears as she smiles about it. It's probably one of the harshest first meetings you'll see in a rom-com that leaves senpai hurting for the rest of the day. His pain wouldn't be over, however, because the next day, his safe sanctum that is his art club gets intruded by, yes, Nagatoro. For reasons we don't know, she starts invading senpai's space, where he pursues his passions and can just be with himself, but not anymore. Now this, what was once a place of safety, became one of discomfort, since Nagatoro would continue to mess with him and keep swinging by poking at how inexperienced he is with girls, and even having the nerve to criticize his art he practices every day. As the end of the episode approached, I was so ready to affirm how right I was, that Nagatoro was just someone that gets satisfaction from putting someone down, and honestly just walking away from the series at this point. Then, as the final scene went on with Nagatoro sticking with senpai after school to continue pestering him, she stops. She says a line that may have completely saved this entire show.
Hey, senpai, don't you ever get angry? I've been pretty horrible to you, and all you do is sit there and take it.
I started to see the signs after she said this. The silent reaction she had looking at his work while her friends laughed at it. The opportunity to prove he can be who he wants to be. Volunteering to be a person he could draw at his club instead of objects. The apology after accidentally pushing him in the water. Nagatoro knows what she's doing, and she clearly has her own insecurities to deal with that we'll see more glimpses of later on, but this line, how often do you catch a bully actually admitting they've been bullying you and giving you a window to ask them to stop? Why did Nagatoro choose to talk to senpai when he appeared so closed off and not wanting to talk to her? Why does she continue to stick around him even though he's clearly pretty uncomfortable with it. This made me want to continue to get to know Nagatoro. And whether Senpai likes it or not, he too lets her stick around. Because as he says, while it's uncomfortable to him, he doesn't hate it. So as Senpai cautiously and reluctantly lets whatever this is continue on, Nagatoro continues to invade his safe space, tease him openly on everything he does, and pushes him to do things he is incredibly uncomfortable doing. It seems like a miserable time when you look at it, but something starts to become clear. When you see how Nagatoro's other friends treat Senpai compared to her, they actually have much more mischievous intent behind their actions than she does. Nagatoro clearly actually cares for Senpai, and while she teases him like crazy, there is intent behind her actions. She knows when she's overstepping her boundaries and even reminds him that it can stop if he just speaks up. But while Senpai is struggling, he was also being challenged. While Nagatoro was around Senpai, he was being forced to speak up more, express himself better, go places he may never have bothered to without him being pushed to, and other things that in the end were making him grow. And this isn't as simple as, oh, so the lesson is Senpai grew in discomfort, so we should all get uncomfortable. I mean, yes, that is a lesson we will go over another time, probably using my boy Yuki as the focus, but for now, we are focusing on Nagatoro, the girl that is a massive teaser with absolutely no chill pill. Something a lot of people do when they care for someone is tell them how to be better and how they can do better. It's probably one of the biggest causes of fights and friction between parents and their children, siblings, friends, lovers. And we all mean well when we deliver that news, but sometimes we don't even bother to do it because we know they won't like hearing it and it will make us feel really uncomfortable to do it. Those talks are one of the hardest things to have, and instead we choose not to, which lets the one we care about continue on with their habits that we question, and we bottle up our emotions till we talk about it behind the person's back instead of with them about it. But here comes Nagatoro, someone who has absolute insecurities, and those insecurities definitely come out with how she delivers her criticisms to Senpai, and eventually even Senpai starts to see what those insecurities are. But she, at the least, delivers these criticisms nonetheless. And because she did, they may have found a relationship that both her and Senpai are growing a lot from. And it's all because she stopped to look at someone that was closed off from the world, had a talent, and may never have been given a chance by anyone else. So she'll give him those chances, whether he likes it or not. Nagatoro reminded me of what a real friend or family member will do, which is push us when we need to be pushed. I truly struggle to approach those I have not spoken to, fearing I'll be invading their comfort space. But how will I know that unless I do it? That's why even though it was hard, I really appreciated my friend coming with me to challenge me to approach random strangers and tackle that fear. It's why I appreciate my sister always having feedback on how I do business because I know she wants me to succeed. It's why I appreciate that when no one else would, Nagatoro left her friends, introduced herself to Senpai, and will keep pushing his buttons. Be honest and share something about yourself you kind of wish you had somebody like Nagatoro or a friend to push you, to tackle, challenge you to get uncomfortable, however you want to phrase it. And if there's any more life lessons about anime you think we could learn, let me know what character that could be in the comments down below.